Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. So, as promised for the last few weeks, I'm getting back to the Zen morning readings. A lot of you said that you enjoyed these, and we also discussed doing a meditation as well. So the meditations might alternate from super short to I might trickle in some longer ones. Hi, Angela. Hi, Nancy. But this one's probably going to be a little shorter. You guys can also catch the replay of these. I'm going to send these out in my newsletter. So if you're not subscribed on my newsletter at spiritualfitchick.com, make sure to pop over there and do that so that you can do this at any point in your day. But my goal is to do these at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Monday mornings, just to stay consistent. Very loud plane over my head, but that's what it's all about. So this morning's reading is one that popped out to me because it's super relevant for some things that I've been going through, and I try to always follow my intuition with what other people might be going through as well. And I try to just pick something that I feel like, is going to land with maybe even just one person. So today's reading is a really short sentence, but it's so profound if we can learn to embody this and really integrate it into our daily lives. And I'll go ahead and read it, and then I'll do like my follow-up explanation. So my experience is that the teachers we need most are the people we're living with now. I'm going to read that again. My experience is that the teachers we need most are the people we're living with right now. The reason I love this so much is because I think that we get very caught up in that our teachers are these gurus. They're these, priests or preachers or, these huge people like Tony Robbins and just these like really dynamic people. And we can learn a lot from those people. There's nothing that's taking away from that. But oftentimes, the people that we cohabitate with consistently and the people that we actually struggle with the most, the people that we're having conflict with, the people that are triggering us, those people are actually the people that are in our lives to teach us something. We create a lot of our own suffering when we refuse to get the lesson, when we kind of cling to our own control and no, this needs to be this way or it shouldn't be this way, rather than sinking back and giving yourself maybe some time and space to reflect and ask, what is there for me to learn here? Like, what could I actually take out of this situation? Is this situation trying to teach me something? It's one of the hardest things that we have to do on this whole journey called life, to like step back from our own triggers and the things that we really believe in, the things that we're committed to seeing, and dismantle that and say, how could I see this different? So a quote or a question that I use a lot in my practice with my clients and with myself is, how could I see this differently? Is it possible that this is not the accurate representation? Like the way I'm seeing it, is it possible that that's not really the ultimate truth? And this quote is by an author named Byron Katie, and I love, love, love her work. Like her work, there's a lot of great authors and teachers out there, but her work is so potent because she has this process called inquiry, and she does exactly that. She basically probes people to say, like, ask themselves questions and be like, is that really true? Is that absolutely true? Because we go through life with so many ideas about things that we never stop and question. We were conditioned to believe something. We had an instinct to react to something some way or see something some way, whether that's religious, family, there's all these different metrics that condition our brains. And then we respond and we react to things and we never even question. Like, we just don't. Most people don't. You see that in politics a lot. You see that in religion a lot. So I love to be able to step back and look at the people that I'm struggling with and ask myself, what can I learn from this? What is this showing me about myself? Because the other thing is, 99.9% of the time, when we are having conflict with somebody, they're a mirror. They're reflecting back some part of us that needs work. I think sometimes that concept gets misconstrued a little bit. When people hear that, they're like, no, I'm not abusive. I'm not, this person's wrong. So the important part to note about that is it's reflecting back something to us, not necessarily reflecting back the exact thing that we're experiencing. So again, if someone's yelling at you and you're like, I don't ever yell at anybody, that doesn't mean that it's telling you that inside you're yelling. It just means they're expressing anger in an unhealthy way. So maybe there's an emotion that you've been expressing in an unhealthy way. Like maybe you've been using a coping mechanism. You have to dig deeper. Life and these profound lessons are not so cut and dry. They're not so black and white. So that inquiry, that curiosity is what takes us deeper, and gets clarity and gets our healing and our growth. And that's really the only thing that we should be doing in this life, is always having an open mind, always asking ourselves important questions, and trying to cultivate healing, growth, and a higher awareness and perspective through daily life. It doesn't just happen in church. It doesn't just happen on a yoga retreat or any of these beautiful, experiences that can be great. It happens every day, every moment, every interaction you have. The cashier at the store was being a jerk, and you're like, what the hell was that about? What was it teaching you? Maybe it was offering you to sink into compassion. Who knows what that person was going through? When you open up that door to say, I'm willing to just be open to something different than that person was just a jerk, a horrible person, and they projected that on me, you open up a lot more peace, joy, happiness, and love in your life. So that's kind of the reading itself was very short, but my elaboration on it was what I was really excited to share, because again, that's been a lot of my own work. Good morning, Derek. Hi, Danielle. Thanks for joining, everybody. So I, again, have been going through that a lot personally in my life lately, where I've just had, the more I resisted, the more suffering was showing up in some relationships. And I was just like, what in the world? Like, what is the point of this? Like, literally, what is the point of this? And I just had to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into, what is this showing about me? And it ended up shifting some parts of me that I 2 months ago was not willing to look at and see or evaluate. And now that I have, it's like light bulb, like, whoa, I see it so clearly. But it was like 2 months of like in the mud, like rolling around, grappling with it, not getting it. So sometimes it's that intense. Sometimes you get the answers instantly and the clarity instantly. But sometimes with those personal relationships that keep challenging you and pushing you further, the challenge is always to look back at ourselves and see what we can do and we can change and how we can grow. Because as long as we're pointing the finger at other people out there, we're not getting anywhere. We're keeping ourselves trapped. They're not benefiting, we're not benefiting, nobody's benefiting. So we always have to direct those questions back to ourselves. So with that message, if that message resonated with you, hopefully that it did, whether it's someone in work, a spouse, a partner, parents, child, think about a relationship that has been challenging to you, either historically or recently. And we're going to take a few minutes, just a few minutes. This is the important part, because you can hear these things and in a moment be like, yeah, that makes sense. But let's take a moment to actually like integrate it and let it sink into our minds and bodies and souls and take it through the day. Like, that's my goal with adding in these meditation parts to these readings, is giving you those few minutes where it's like, okay, let's let those words sink in and really penetrate what's going on up here. And that's how the work happens. So hopefully you can hear this music that I have. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. And again, whether you're watching this live and are able to do this, or you're catching the replay, let me know below, respond to the emails, comment below. Let me know if you guys are joining in on the meditation. This is going to be super short, so if you're new to meditation or it feels weird or you're like, I don't even know what this is, it's really just about stillness. It's about stillness and tuning into your breath. And it's really as easy as anything could possibly be when you simplify it like that. So starting with one slow, deep breath. With meditation, you always want to try to expand the belly. So I like to put my hands on my belly. Breathing in, expanding the belly out, so the hands should be expanding. And then exhaling. Stomach contracts in. releasing the tension out of the shoulders. Keep with that slow, deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And just bring into your mind's eye, try to pull up a visual maybe of someone that you've been having conflict with or that you've been struggling with. And just imagine asking yourself in the presence of this person, what are you here to teach me? What are you here to teach me about myself? Keep that slow, deep breath. Sometimes you get an answer right away. It's great to have a journal around for these things. But if you don't, there's no way to do this wrong. So just be open to the fact that asking the question is enough. What are you here to teach me about myself? How can I learn from you? What level of healing and growth and awareness are you bringing in to my environment? And you can just sit with that question. Sit with it, set the intention that answers and clarity will come to you through the rest of the day. And just know that just taking those few moments to ask that question, it sets an intention. Your brain and your subconscious really start going to work here with, okay, they had a question asked, so let's get to work with giving some answers and some solutions. So you can't mess this up. You can't do it wrong. I see Manifesting My New Journey said, my hairdresser cut my hair way too much. I'm taking biotin. I have hope. Yeah, I can relate to the hair thing. That is definitely one that is not easy. Like if somebody does something to you that it's like, oh my gosh, like you did this to me, I want to be mad. But maybe it's a lesson in acceptance of who am I with shorter hair? Is it really as catastrophic as I feel it is, or does it give me a new opportunity to style my hair differently or do things that I never could when it was longer? Again, when you open up these sort of questions, there's a way to flip it and maybe see it through a different lens. Even the worst of things like getting your hair messed up or something like that. And it's not easy. Again, this stuff it's much easier to default to anger and frustration, and you want justice, and you ruminate over these things. But it doesn't serve us. Again, it doesn't help anybody in any way. So we would be best served in every capacity to find ways to see things differently, to accept, to let go, and to always ask, what is this teaching me? What is this trying to, let me know, and move from there. So thanks so much for joining in, guys. Again, this is going to be a Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern time live Zen reading from here on out. And we'll generally do a meditation, but you can also catch the replay on IGTV. Look at the newsletter if you're not on social media. It'll also be on YouTube and sent out there. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great Monday. I hope this resonated with you and offers you some insight into your life, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.